Welcome, my dear learners, for this course on mechanical vibrations. In this module 1, we were discussing on undamped and damped free vibration. So far, we have started the discussion on damped free vibration systems and solved our problem number 1. Let us continue our discussion. The problem number 2 states that the disc of the torsional pendulum has a moment of inertia of 600 kg centimeter square and is immersed in a viscous fluid. The brass shaft attached to it is of 10 cm diameter and 40 cm long. When the pendulum is vibrating, the observed amplitudes on the same side of the rest position for successive cycles are 9 degree, 6 degree and 4 degree. Determine logarithmic decrement, damping torque at unit velocity and periodic time of vibration. Assume for the brass shaft modulus of rigidity G as 4.4 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square. This is damping torque per unit velocity. It is not at, it is per unit velocity. Kindly make a change. It is damping torque per unit velocity. Now if I list out the data given for this problem, it is a torsional pendulum. So let us construct a pendulum. We have the shaft diameter is specified, which is 10 cm diameter and 40 cm long. The shaft diameter is 10 cm, which is 0.1 meters, and we have a disc which is immersed in a fluid. Now the length of this is also specified. How much is the length? Length of the shaft is also specified, which is 40 centimeter, which means 0.4 meters, and moment of inertia, it is area moment of inertia is 600 kg centimeter square, but we should always use in kg meter square. So therefore convert this into meter. If I convert this into meter, I will get I as I is equal to 600 into 10 to the power of minus 4 kg meter square. Correct? Centi stands for 10 to the power of minus 2. Minus 2 whole square is 10 to the power of minus 4. So 600 into 10 to the power of minus 4 kg meter square is the area moment of, mass moment of inertia. This is not area moment of inertia, this is mass moment of inertia, which means I have already discussed that from linear to torsional systems, we should replace mass by mass moment of inertia, force by torque, x by theta, and stiffness by torsional stiffness. And what else is specified? Apart from that, he has also specified the ratio of two successive amplitudes, the values of successive amplitudes, that is theta 1 is 9 degree, theta 2 is 6 degree, and theta 3 is turning out to be 4 degree. And is asking us to calculate A, logarithmic decrement, B, damping torque per unit velocity. What do you mean by damping torque per unit velocity? Damping torque per unit velocity. So if I convert this into linear systems, torque should be replaced by force, theta dot should be replaced by x dot, correct? So force by x dot is what? Yes, you are correct, it is damping coefficient C for torsional vibration systems. Then the periodic time of vibration, time period, that is tau is what he is asking, time period. For the brass shaft, he is asking us to take the modulus of rigidity G as 4.4 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square, that is pascals. 4.4 into 10 to the power of 10 pascals. So this is the data given for us. Let us solve this problem. If I move for solution, first one is logarithmic decrement. Since we know the values of successive amplitudes, I can use the definition of logarithmic decrement to find the logarithmic decrement. From the definition of logarithmic decrement, we know that delta is equal to ln of theta 1 by theta 2. Hence the value of delta will become ln of theta 1 is 9 degrees, theta 2 is 6 degrees, which is turning out to be 0.4055. 0.4055. Let me take it as 0.405. That is enough. Now moving for the next one, B is asking us to calculate the value of C. Where is C? C is given by force per unit velocity, but for torsional system, force should be replaced by torque, x dot should be replaced by delta dot. That is, torque by theta dot is what? Damping coefficient. Since torque is also not known for us, if I use the known data, I can find zeta, right? If I find zeta and Cc, I can find the value of C. So therefore, to find the value of C, first let me find the value of zeta. To find the value of zeta, either I want Cc or I can use delta. So from the equation of delta, the relationship between logarithmic decrement and damping factor is given by 2 pi zeta by root of 1 minus zeta square. In our previous lecture itself, I have inverted and given the value of zeta in terms of delta, that is squaring on both sides and rearranging, we are going to get the value of zeta as delta divided by square root of 4 pi square plus delta square. This is a simplification. If you want to square both sides and rearrange, this is what you are going to get. This I have shown in our previous lecture. So let me put it, that is zeta is equal to delta divided by square root of 4 pi square plus delta square, rearranging the terms for zeta. Now I can find the value of zeta, right? So I know delta is 0.405. So logarithmic decrement 0.405 divided by root of 4 into pi square, 4 pi square plus delta square, 0.405 square, which is turning out to be 0.064. So I got the value of zeta as 0.064. Since the value of zeta is less than 1, this is also an underdamped vibrating system. Now I can find the value of Cc. Cc is 2 root mk. Now mass should be replaced by mass moment of inertia, k should be replaced by torsional stiffness. So hence Cc will become 2 root m should be replaced by I, k should be replaced by k suffix t. So it is 2 root mk in linear systems. In torsional systems it is 2 root I into kt. Now we know the value of I. What about kt? That is torsional stiffness. So torsional stiffness can be written as force per deflection, that is torque by theta, which is nothing but Gj by L. Hence kt can be calculated as G is known, 4.4 into 10 to the power of 10 into the value of J is pi d power 4 by 32. Diameter is how much? 0.1 for circle, that is polar modulus of a circle is pi d power 4 by 32 whole divided by length. How much is length of the shaft? 0.4. Hence k suffix t will be 4.4 into 10 to the power of 10 into pi into 0.1 to the power of 4 divided by 32 times 0.4. So I will end up with 1079922.5. Unit torque is Newton meter and theta is radians. So Newton meter per radians is the unit of kt. So I got torsional stiffness. Now use in Cc, so hence you will get the value of critical damping coefficient as 2 times root of I. Moment of inertia is turning out to be 600 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Be careful, it should be in kg meter square into kt. KT is 1079922.5. Hence CC will become 2 into root of 600 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into 1079922.5. So critical damping coefficient for this problem is 509.1. 509.1. What is the unit? Unit will become, torque is Newton meter, theta dot is radians per second, so hence the unit will become Newton meter seconds per radian. Now I can find what is the value of actual damping coefficient, that is, now C will be zeta times Cc. So how much you will get? Zeta times Cc, this should be multiplied by zeta, which is 0.064, that is 32.58 is the answer. 32.58 Newton meter second per radian is the unit. So we got the value of damping coefficient, that is damping torque per unit velocity. B, quantity B is also determined. Next, moving for C, we want to determine time period. So moving for C, which is time period. Now time period is a function of damped natural frequency. Damped natural frequency is a function of undamped natural frequency. So first let me find undamped natural frequency, that is omega n, which is equal to root of k by m in linear systems. This is torsion. K should be replaced by kt, mass should be replaced by mass moment of inertia. Hence it is kt by I. kt by I. So we'll get the answer as root of kt is known 1079922.5 divided by I is 600 into 10 to the power of minus 4, which is turning out to be 4242.5 radians per second. 4242.5 radians per second, which is nothing but omega n by 2 pi. This should be divided by 2 pi, which is 675 hertz. Omega n by 2 pi is 675 hertz. This is not required, but I calculated it. Next, determine the damped natural frequency, omega d. Omega d is what? Root of 1 minus zeta square into omega n. So hence damped natural frequency for this problem in radians per second will be how much? 42.5 into square root of 1 minus zeta square, that is 0.064 square, which is turning out to be 4233.8. 4233.8 radians per second. Hence Fd, which is omega d by 2 pi in terms of hertz, this should be divided by 2 into pi, which is 673.83 hertz. 673.83 hertz is the damped natural frequency, whereas 675 is undamped natural frequency. Now I can find time period. Time period is nothing but 1 by Fd. So hence time period is 1 by answer, which is nothing but 1.484 into 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds. So time period is 1.484 into 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds. So this is the complete solution for torsional pendulum problem, which is nothing but problem number 2 of our discussion on damped free vibration. That's all from this lecture. Thank you all.